What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Carlisle here. Hope you are doing well and you are staying healthy and enjoying some time with your family and away from school and all that. Hopefully, remaining productive and getting your schoolwork done. I want to real quickly take you guys through a Google Sheets tutorial. Okay, so if you go sign into your Google account and go up to your apps up here and go to Sheets, it will take you shockingly to Google Sheets. Okay, and I just quick note on Google Sheets, it's very similar to Microsoft Excel. It's a very powerful spreadsheet software or application that allows you to really gather data and organize data. And it is an extremely useful tool in real life. I use Google Sheets for numerous different things, including the budget that I share with my wife, including a lot of my tax stuff, my business stuff. There's a ton of stuff that you can do with Google Sheets. If you guys go to Google Sheets and go to just the template gallery, you can see a lot of what is already pre-populated for you. So you could start your own assignment tracker. You could do your own to-do list, budgets, calendars, planners, rosters, pros and cons lists. I mean, you can scroll through these and just see how vast the opportunity is within Google Sheets or even Microsoft Excel. So with this, I'm just going to teach you guys, go back here. I'm just going to teach you how to kind of format and insert data and analyze data in a spreadsheet application using Google Sheets. Okay, so we're going to start a blank spreadsheet here. So I want you guys to follow along. Maybe pull this video up on your phone or on a different device, iPad or a different desktop, and then on your, or you can even pull it up in a separate tab on your Chromebook. But I want you guys to do what I do here. I'm going to walk you through all of the skills that are necessary to be successful on this week's project, which is a spreadsheets project. So we're just going to do a very basic one. I'm going to train you guys and show you all the skills that are needed to be successful. And then in the next video, I will break down the actual project. So just make sure you understand how to do everything that I do in this video. Okay, so first, these are all of our cells. Okay, whatever cell is blue is the cell that's active. Okay, so the active cell here is A, column A, row 3. Columns are vertical, rows are horizontal. Okay, so right now I'm in C3, right? D1. Okay, so what we're going to do is build a spreadsheet. And just know that if you click and drag, you can highlight multiple cells at once. You can click on the different column titles and highlight entire columns, right? So what we're going to do is build a quick data table and then analyze it. So we are going to actually analyze a couple of great basketball players from the 1992 Olympic Dream Team. Okay, we'll just do three of them. The 1992 Dream Team was the Olympic men's basketball team in Barcelona in 1992, and they just completely dominated. So first, we're going to talk about players. So you can just click an A1 and put player. That's going to be the first column. The second column is going to be jersey number. So I want you guys to type these things in. The next one is going to be height. The next one is going to be weight. The next one is going to be salary. That's all that we'll look at for these guys. Okay, so these are my titles, right, of my columns. So we should make them look like titles. So some things that we can do is we should highlight those cells. So I just click and drag and highlight. I'm going to make those bold. I don't like how they're kind of formatted in there, so I'm going to make them centered, right? Jersey number looks a little bit cramped, so I'm going to hover in between columns B and C until my cursor changes, and I'm going to drag that out and kind of let jersey number have some room to breathe. I'm also going to highlight these and go to this little paint bucket that's the fill of the background color. I'm going to click on that and give it a nice clean fill, nothing too crazy, right? Make sure you're keeping these professional. You don't want to do like, that. Okay, that looks like a kid made it. You want to keep these clean and professional, okay? Just like with slides and sites, we want to make it look like these are a professional looking presentation or whatever it is, okay? So I like how that is looking. So now we're going to fill in the different players. I'm going to type Michael Jordan. And then I'm going to go, no, let's go Magic Johnson. Whoops, spelt that wrong. Johnson. And then I'm going to go Larry Bird. Okay, 3 dudes from the team. These are a little bit cramped, so I'm going to stretch out that so they have a little bit more room to breathe. Okay, Jordan's Olympic jersey number is 9. Shout out all you guys who thought it was 23. This one is not. Why can't I type in there? Oh, Numlock is on 9. And then Magic Johnson's was 15, and my boy Larry Bird's was 7. Okay, height. Michael Jordan was 6'6", but because we're going to be using some functions, we're going to do this in inches. Okay, so he was 78 inches tall. Magic Johnson was 81 inches tall, and Larry Bird was also 81 inches tall. Okay, weight. MJ was 198. Magic was 220, and Larry Bird was also 220. That's weird that Magic and Larry were the literally exact same size. Salary: Jordan was making a whopping 4 million, so 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. Magic Johnson was making a whopping 2.5 million, so 2, 5, 5 zeros. And then Larry was making 2.3 million. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now I have some formatting I need to do. First thing is all of these I would want centered as well to make it look clean. There's a lot of space right here, so I'm just gonna hover over or select all those cells and center those. That looks better. Height, I need to include the units, okay, because I don't know what we're talking about here. Is Michael Jordan 78 feet? I already told you guys it's inches. So up here, instead of writing inches in every box, up here I'm just going to put inches. And then weight, I need to put LBS, which stands for pounds for some weird reason. Okay, so now we know that these units are inches and pounds. And then salary still looks weird. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on E. Okay, so the entire column of E, and I'm going to tell Google Sheets, hey, anything that is in E that's a number is currency. So this $sign right here, I'm going to click on it and it says, oh, okay, I'll turn it to money for you. Okay, so that makes it look better. I do not like how there's cents showing, so I can go up here and say decrease decimal. Okay, so I'm going to decrease the decimal because who cares about cents when you're talking about $4 million, which isn't that much money today, but in 1992 was a lot of dinero. Okay, so that is looking better. What I want to do now is show you some of the functions that are available. So as you input data into a spreadsheet and you collect a bunch of different numbers, it's helpful to use some functions that Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel can do for you super easily, like complex mathematical stuff at just the click of a button, basically. So we're going to say average height in cell C5. We're going to say average weight in cell D5, and then average salary in cell E5. Okay, and those need to be stretched out a little bit because they need some room to breathe. Okay, and then watch this. I want those to look the same as these. So what I can do is click on one of these titles, and then I can press this paint format. It looks like a paintbrush, paint roller. Click that. It basically copies whatever format is here, and then I click here, and it puts it right there. And then I can copy that one and put it right there, and then I can copy that one and put it right there. See that? So that's how you can quickly do that, or you can just go back and select bold and then select center and then select the color. But I'm just trying to make it as efficient as possible for you guys. Okay, so now that we are ready to get our average, we could easily do these 3 added together on a calculator and divide by 3. But what happens if you have 50 pieces of data? That would take forever, and you'll most likely make a mistake on your calculator. Okay, so Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel have a cool way of helping us. We just click into the cell that we want the number to show up, click there, and then we go up here to this sigma sign. It looks kind of like a S or like a, I don't know, backwards 3 or something. and that is our functions. So we click that and we say we want the average function. And Google Sheets is saying, okay, what do you want me to average? And I say, okay, I want you to average this number, and see it populate C2. And then I'm going to hold Shift and click down to that one. So it knows everything in between. So it's saying, okay, I will average C2 to C4 for you. And then I'm going to press enter. 80. Sweet. Okay, so it averaged it out to me. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing for average weight. Go here, average, boom, shift there, enter. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same for salary. Average there, shift there, enter. Okay, notice here how I have this giant decimal. I do not want that. 212 is fine, or 212.6 is fine. If you get this on one of your projects, I want you to decrease the decimal. Okay, I do not want to see 12 decimal places. So just go here and decrease the decimal places to just like maybe the tenths. Okay. All right. So we need to center those and make them look better. And if you wanted, you can kind of differentiate those three background colors with maybe like a different color. Okay, so that is looking better. Okay, so now I want to kind of make my table a little bit more pronounced. Okay, so I'm going to highlight over all of those boxes right there, and I am going to go up here to border, and I'm going to put a border on those. Okay, so now there's some black lines in there. It's making it a little bit better. I'm going to do the same thing for there. Okay, so now I like what I'm seeing there. I'm also going to do total money given here because I want to show you guys that you can use another. So I'm going to grab this, I'm going to format it the same way as that one. So I want to show you a different function here. So I'm going to go into total money given. I want the total money displayed right there in what cell is that? E8. Okay, so I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go to my function. I'm going to go sum. Okay, it's saying, okay, I'll take the sum of, what do you want? And I'm going to say, I want the sum of this one. Hold shift to that one. Enter. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to center that guy, and then I am going to border it as well. Okay, so everything that I did there is very self-explanatory and pretty basic, but makes my table look pretty nice and clean. Okay, so moving on, now that we have a table all set up with all these different numbers, we can tell some different things. Oh, look, the average height is 80, and we can kind of infer some things from the numbers. But it's more helpful to have some graphs and visuals associated. So this is the next part of what you're required to do, is we're going to create some charts, okay, some visual representations of the data. Okay, so to do that, we just have to tell Google Sheets what to make the charts out of. Okay, so we're basically just going to select cells and say make a chart out of these cells. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click an A1 and drag down. So I'm saying, okay, Google Sheets, I want the title of player and then the players underneath. Okay, and then I'm going to hold Control and I'm going to say I want to see their height. Okay, compared to the player. Okay, so if you look, I have the title up here and the players, and then I have the title up here and the numbers. Okay, and I'm going to say, okay, Google Sheets, I want a chart out of that, a visual representation of what I just selected. So you go up here to this button, Insert Chart, and you click it, give it a second, and then it'll populate a chart for you. Okay, so it starts off with just a super basic bar graph. Okay, and I want you guys to go to this chart editor and start to customize it a little bit. If for some reason that disappears, if you exit out, all you have to do to get the chart editor back up is double click. Okay, and then you can go through and you can change the chart style. You can change the background color. Like it might be cool to match that blue. I think it was that one, right? Double click back over there. You can give different, you want to give titles, obviously. So the chart title, you could say like player verse, what did we do? We did height, right? Height. And it'll populate right there. Okay, so I want you guys to go through this and make sure that your charts are well customized and that they represent whatever you're trying to represent. Because without the title, like if I don't have a title and you just show me this, I don't know what this is. If I just look at this bar graph, I'm like, okay, cool. Michael Jordan has like a little bit over 75 of something. I don't know what it is. Okay, so it's important that your charts are labeled correctly, right? So make sure that you're going through these and you're customizing it. You can make it like 3D, make it pop out a little bit. You can put different borders on it to make it pop out. Let's see. You can go through. There's a whole bunch of stuff here that you can do. So I want you guys to do that. And then let's see. If I wanted to do, I could even do multiple. Like if I wanted to do, let's see, player, uh, height, weight. I'm gonna whoops. Player, hold control, height, hold control, weight. Okay, I can select 3 of those and insert a chart. Okay, check that out. So there's a ton of different options that you can do here. Okay, one thing to note with the charts is that I want them to be like the same size. Okay, very similar sizing and well formatted, pleasing to the eye. Like it'd be weird to have one chart that's giant and one chart that's small, right? And I want to make sure that you customize them in a cool way. Okay, like as I previously said. Also, be careful if you put like, let me see here, if you put inches in there and try and do it, then see how it took away Michael Jordan? That's because it doesn't know how to chart the word inches. You can only make charts out of numbers. So if you're trying to insert a chart, be careful to only include numbers, right? Whoops, only include numbers. Control Z, by the way, is undo. Okay, and that is pretty much it. And once you're done, you can kind of like, if this was it and I put a giant, maybe like I can go here and get a thick border. I don't like that. I wanted that, not that. No, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Ah, praise God. Go back here. I want that guy. Okay, so you can kind of like incorporate it all together. Okay, make it look clean. I'd want you to title this as well and make it look clean. But everything that I just showed you is basically what is necessary to be successful on the project. So make sure you watch the next video. Oh, also, sorry, one last thing I want to do is show you how to add a chart title. Okay, so if I just right click into A1 and say insert row, it'll insert a row above, okay, up here. And then I'm going to put a title above it. So I'm going to click and highlight those cells right there. Okay, I just highlighted A through F1. So A1 through F1 is all highlighted. And then I'm going to go format and I'm going to merge cells. So I merge all. They all just merged into one cell. I'm going to double click in there and say Dream Team players. Maybe I'll say top 3 Dream Team players. Okay, whoops, that does not look great. Okay, and then that is going to be the chart title. So I'm going to maybe make it, let's see, size 14. Oh, that was not cool. Size 14 maybe. Okay, oh my gosh, bruh. 14. And then I might change that background color to like a soft gray. And then I also need to border that guy as well so it looks a little bit better. Okay, so that's how you add a chart title. But other than that, that is pretty much it for being able to utilize Google Sheets for very basic functions. Okay, if you just did everything on there, you should be successful on the project. So make sure you watch the next video.